What about the customers? The Chinese customer and the foreign customer. Is there a difference? And what kind of difference can you notice?
I think Chinese customers, they don't complain much, actually. Not to your
Really?
face. Seriously. When especially when me as a
maybe-
manager, whenever I had like Chinese guests, I guess the fact that I speak Chinese, that I lived in China for so long, I had always the Chinese guest. I was a rock star in Maldives over
Because
there,
you could speak the
because I
language.
speak Chinese, And then eventually, when I was in Maldives, the thing is, we had up to 90% of our guests who were from China.
Wow.
Oh, and you don't know how crazy it is, because it was maybe 200 guests per day over there. So that's 180 people. Yeah. And the thing is, there was just 3 of us speaking Chinese in the hotel.
Oh my
There
God.
was me. There was like a Thai girl in the reception. She could speak a few words. And there was this Chinese trainee. And I can tell you, the guests, they were coming to me to ask me any kind of questions. They were like, so. Obviously, and we had a good rapport, and they were like, "Oh, that's so cool! Actually, you're a Westerner speaking Chinese like this. That's so fun,
This was a rich Chinese, right? Because you said that the room per night was not cheap.
Oh yeah. That's for again context: 1,000 to 2,500 USD per night to stay in this
I have
kind
a
of
question.
hotels.
I have seen advertised trips to Maldives for like 5,000 RMB. How does that happen? I mean, like literally, air tickets, hotel, like 3 or 4 nights or whatever. Is it different islands, different hotels, different?
So in Maldives, you may know that it's
Lots
one
of
country
islands.
with like thousands of different islands. So it's basically one island, one hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so the hotel there was just 100 rooms, Some other hotels, would not be some nice bungalow in the
it's
middle
like a
of
tiny island?
Yeah, tiny island. The one I was in was like 100 meter long and I think 150 meters, so opposite
Wow.
way around. 150 meters long, 100 meter wide. So
Wow.
like as a teardrop shape,
Wow.
So basically you could walk around the island within 20 minutes,
Wow.
How do you get away from people?
You don't get away from
you
people.
don't. You lock yourself in your room, Well,
Wow.
No,
Wow.
that was a little bit. That's the tough part
How
about
often did
working
you?
in Maldives. Actually,
How often did you go off the island?
once a year.
Once
a
a year,
year.
you
Once
went
a
off
year.
the
Yeah,
island.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
yeah.
So you were in the
feel like
same.
Talking to
Yeah,
Nelson,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
You know
yeah.
Nelson?
No, Wilson.
Wilson.
Wilson. Yes.
Yeah, and then the thing to know also is when I was working in Maldives, the longest time I worked without taking a break, is like as in working
Yeah.
continuously.
Consecutively, yeah.
That was 3 months.
Without
Not
any
taking-
day break.
Not taking any day break,
But do you think what else is there to do?
There's nothing else to do. So basically, doing this, I would also save all my weekends, accumulate them. So whenever I was off the island, once I took, I think that was 84 days of vacation.
Wow.
That was
Paid
my
vacation.
vacation. I went back to France for 84 days, like close to 3 months also.
Wow.
So that was
Nice.
cool also. That was cool.
Okay, during the preparation, we were talking about some of the strange things that take place when you work in a hotel in Maldives, and it's basically
Yeah.
it's a very tiny island, so drinking water and all supplies need to come from somewhere else.
In a boat.
So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so now I guess that's every Tuesday night for the rest of my life. I'll be having the same thought is, oh, thank God, tomorrow I don't need to wake up at 5 o'clock. Because like when I was working in Maldives, every Wednesday mornings, 5 o'clock in the morning, we had to wake up, go to the pontoon and unload all the goods for the week ahead. From the supply boat. So we would actually spend from 5 o'clock in the morning up to 11 o'clock in the morning just unloading all those boxes from this supply boat, getting them to the storage area, open them up, like store them properly in the storage and, or the fridges or, in the accounting for the paper or whatever, anything you can think about, obviously. And it was crazy. We would be working like our asses off like every Wednesday morning for every week like this.
Can you imagine that shopping list, man?
No, it's crazy. So that's why the purchasing manager over there, he
Very
has like a
important.
big job, and he
He
better not
messes
forget
up
the
and
salt or
everybody
something.
suffers.
So Also, like you mentioned before, like this is where people go and pay a lot of money, top dollar, for a perfect experience, right?
Yeah.
So you, as one of the people providing this experience, any stories you have about that? What happened when you have an issue, when you don't, let's say, when you're not up to par?
Obviously, a lot of pressure because, and that's something which for which I respect a lot. My general manager at that time, he was saying that. We were really providing an experience for our guests, because people, they spend that much money. And it's not only the richest people who go there. It may be
The people
actually
who
some
save and
people
make an
who
effort.
save that shitload on their daily
For me,
life,
it's a dream.
just to give themselves this kind of opportunity. And he said that's for these people, especially, that you want to make sure that their experience is pristine and perfect, And so I have this one memory of, we were getting slaughtered for a lunchtime. Now, one day there was like 100 people in the restaurant. I had just 2 waiters, so we were running like crazy, like the tough moment. Things were going smoothly somehow, People got their food on time. People were happy with the food. And the general manager, he came and he asked me, okay, how's everything? I was like, yeah, a little bit tough, but we managed it all right. And he noticed a little bit of a spill of sauce on my shirt, and he destroyed me.
I bet that wasn't ketchup.
No, that was not, well, whatever sauce it was, but he destroyed me. He say, how dare you actually don't change shirt like this, this is ruining the whole paradise feeling of all these guests, they should not actually have this kind of, they when they see the whole scenery, they should see only perfection everywhere, That's something I got to be used to in the hotel industry, but that's definitely not my character at base, and now I really like this way of looking at things,
Right.
5-star hotel is supposed to be perfection. People pay a good amount to enjoy properly.
Right.